how in the world could adventure take my life to the next level? How could this make my life more efficient, work more smoothly? Well, let me start by defining Life 2.0. You all have smartphones and laptops, so you're probably familiar with those software updates that you get upon occasion. And I can tell you, they come at inappropriate times, right? You're like right in the middle of the spreadsheet and you got a deadline, the boss is wanting the P&L, and boop, Excel or the whole Word Office wants you to update software. You don't have time for that. Same thing with your app on your phone. You say later, later, later. I do it, and what happens to the applications and the software? Eventually, it doesn't have the bells and whistles that they're advertising. It slows down, even will crash on you, right? So that also happens in life. Life updates come at inappropriate times. When is a good time to get clobbered on the head with a 1,000-pound tree limb? When's a good time to find out that your spouse is living a double life? Never, never. But you don't have any control as to when those life updates come. What if you could find a way to update your life, but you made the conscious decision as to when you did it? Or maybe you even did it frequently enough, like you take your daily vitamins, you get a daily or a weekly or monthly dose of something that checks into your path and reinvigorates you and your life on some level. That's what Life 2.0 is a life update that makes your life more efficient, removes bugs and glitches, perhaps even people or things that may not be serving you right now. And how can adventure help you with that? You have probably never heard this phrase before unless you have shared a glass of wine with me. And it is, adventure is my meditation. And I believe that I can convince all of you that adventure is a form of meditation. But you think it's counterintuitive right now. You're like, no way, that's jumping out of an airplane, that's whitewater rafting, that's doing something like rock climbing. Let me debunk that adventure has to be something that's for only adrenaline junkies, okay? So I have a broader definition of adventure, and it is this: an activity that is all-consuming. You're in the zone. You can't think of what you have to get at the grocery store. You're not thinking about what you have to do when you get home. It perhaps is new, perhaps even fearful, and it's doing it in spite of that fear that makes it an adventure. Your natural definition, or the definition that you had in the past, is probably that it's physical. It can be, it certainly can be physical, climbing Kilimanjaro or going on a whitewater kayak experience. But it could also be something that is mental. Have any of you tried to learn another language? You're not thinking about anything else when you're looking at Greek and hearing Greek and everything is Greek to you and you can't make heads or tails of it, right? Also, for those of you that would be aspiring to write a book, writing a book is something that is mental, that there isn't a to-do list going on in your head when you are writing that book. There's also some emotional adventures that you can take yourself on. And I am looking at the audience. I think everyone here is old enough to date or has dated in the past. Dating is an adventure, whether it's a blind date, whether you're a serial dater, whether you're a Tinderer, or if you are dating after a long-term relationship or a divorce. When you're on that, well, okay, there's been some dates that my brain was already thinking, what's my exit strategy? Oh my God, I gotta get out of this. But when you're in these types of adventures, you're in the zone. And you're getting the same result as more traditional forms of meditation. So when you walk a labyrinth, when you do yoga or gardening, what is the result? It is to declutter your mind, to find a source of clarity. So I told you that my lesson plan for you here today was that all of us, including myself, that we would all leave here with one adventure. And you should all have a bookmark that was on your chair and a pen. If you don't, I have additional with me. I want you to write on the back of that, what's your next adventure? And take a little bit of time to think about this. It could be little or audacious, but I also want you to put a date on there. Now this is important because this is now making you accountable for doing this adventure. It can be a date on the calendar or perhaps even a month or a week, a season. My name is Heidi Siefkas. I am an author, speaker, and an adventurer. Thank you for adventuring with me. And I end all of my books, blog posts, and speeches with, here's to looking up.